this is a question you've had your whole life. So, how do you feel about your true ethnicity?
Why don't I just be honest and you go ahead and run the thing?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Is it running?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Girl, I feel a little complete, more so than I ever have in my life. I feel like I've validated myself. I know who I look like. She's beautiful. If she were alive, I would throw my arms around and hug her. And my mother that adopted me, I love her so much because she loved me. She used to tell me, if anybody bothers you, you get behind me. And she loved me. My father had, his patience was short as a fleece jacket. I feel like I've been born again.
Really?
I feel as if all those years I was worried for nothing. And being one of 12 black students to integrate in an all-white school, where I came, was taken to, I see now that they had serious problems, or their parents had serious problems.
That's right.
So I've always been a loner. The white people there, teenagers, didn't care for me because I was of the black race. And the blacks didn't care for me too much because I was different. I guess, I don't know, I guess. Anything different in this world scares some people. I bet a lot of those kids have changed now. And I have changed my attitude toward all kinds of people. I love people for who they are, their heart, their attitudes. And I love myself more because I will die one of these days. Everybody gotta die. And I will know, hopefully in a few months, I'll know some of my brothers that I always wanted brothers.
Oh, that's good.
And maybe one sister.
You have one.
I have one, and I cannot wait to meet her. I don't know. It's not overwhelming to me right now. It's just a lot to take in.
My mother was adopted at 4 years old and doesn't remember the siblings, but she does remember the orphanage. Many of you have asked, how did I connect with her biological family? And it was through the DNA match. I sent a message to someone who had an extremely high match that seemed to be a first cousin, and he wrote me back. And minutes later, his father writes back, and that happens to be my mother's baby brother. Meet Billy Ray, who is formerly known as David Goode. He was the baby of the 5 and was also adopted out. He has been the one who's given me all of the information about my mother as he's been searching for her for years. He shared with me the pictures of the siblings, who he has known, Billy, Nancy, Ralph, and Curtis. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, my mother's biological mother. Meet Leona Holmes Goode Lambert. This is a young photo of her with Mr. Goode, Nancy's father, and this is an older picture of her. This is the first time my mother has seen her mother's face. She finds out that she has passed away in the early 1990s. My Uncle Billy asked if she was okay while we were telling her, and he said, please tell her I love her. There are no words that can describe this moment.
I have been so overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and response to the Question of Sylvia series. She said today that she finally feels whole, that someone out there was looking for her. Besides me and my children, we were the only blood that she's ever had. So now she's like, I have a family. of course, my grandparents raised her. They will always be her mother and father. But to know her biological folks are still out there. The next series is going to be the actual reunion. I have been talking to my new uncle, and my plan is to drive down to see him, and he lives in the same area with two of the other brothers. He also told me who they believe her father is, and he is black. And he's talked with the son, who he says he remembers my mother. The father has passed on, but we just need to check for ourselves. But my uncle says he can take us to meet this brother. So there's a set of white siblings and there's at least a black brother. So we think. But we want to confirm who that is. So that could be a whole nother series in itself. Thank you for watching and stay tuned to the next part of the season. But how do you feel
I feel good
about this whole thing, though?
I feel good that I can see all your teeth. Can I have your teeth?
But
Come on now, let's get serious.
How do you feel?
I feel good.
Really?